In this video, we're looking at how to configure and get started with digital sales for Dynamics 365 Sales Hub, looking at Copilot, Sales Accelerator, Microsoft Teams collaboration, Microsoft Teams with calls conversation intelligence, and leads and opportunity scoring. Let's get started. In order to test your 2024 Release Wave 1 features, you need to go to admin.powerplatform.com and select the environment you want to enable those features on. Scroll down to find the Updates window and then click on Manage. Note here that once you've updated to enable these features, this can't be undone and performance may be impacted while you update, and it could take a few hours to do so. So we recommend that you do this using a sandbox environment and also check out Microsoft documentation to find out more. Once you click Update Now, we click Confirm, and that kicks off the update process. Now you can see on that update card it says Activating. And then we can see the different services that are being updated. And if you keep refreshing this, it will show you once that's been completed. So that's it. You've opted in, and once that's already updated, you'll be able to go back into the 365 Sales Hub and start having a look at those features. So to enable digital sales features, we need to go to App Settings in the Sales Hub. To start with, under Digital Sales, select Get Started, and under Copilot, click Edit Settings. Here we can enable newest preview features, which allows us to turn on auditing. Turning audit on allows Copilot to summarize recent changes since the seller last logged in or summarize changes made in the past 7 days. We can also turn on Dataverse search. Without Dataverse search being on, sellers won't be able to find the records they want. We can also look at these Copilot features and enable them. So for chat, we can select on. This allows a seller to question or write questions about data or records in the system using natural language. And email, selecting that on means that a seller can draft an email using Copilot. Once we've got those changes enabled, click Publish. We can then go to Advanced Copilot Settings, where we get a lot more options of configuring Copilot. Here we can see the settings that we've just changed, and we've applied them across all D365 sales apps. But you can be more granular under the Manage Apps section. So there you could select it for Sales Hub, 365 app for Outlook, Sales Team Member, and Sales Trial. And there you can just see that you could change them. But at the minute it's applying on for everything. Once I select the opportunities on the left-hand side, I can select what summary information I'll be provided with. On the opportunity record, it shows me what fields is selected, opportunity, product, competitor, and I can add fields and take them away if I need to. So for example, I could add in the created on field. And it says I can only choose between 4 and 10 fields to save changes, so I won't be able to save these changes, but it just gives you an idea of what can be configured. Then I can do the same for recent changes. So under recent changes, we can see the different record types and the different fields that I can see. And then I'll be provided with a list of changes for those specific fields. And I get the same options under the Leads tab on the left-hand side. So for the lead, the account, and the competitor record, I can do the same field updates. both for summaries and for recent changes. Here we get a little overview of the Copilot features, lead and opportunity summaries, catch up on lead and opportunity, so that's what we've just been configuring, find contextual news, and prepare for upcoming meetings. And that's it for the Copilot features. Let's look at the next one. If you're enjoying this video and you're finding it useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I can also set up Microsoft Teams collaboration in Sales Hub. So if I go to App Settings, then under Microsoft Teams collaboration, I can click Quick Setup. Here we can see turn on Microsoft Teams chat inside Dynamics 365. So I'm going to toggle that to on. So that allows you to engage in Teams chats with coworkers right from within Dynamics 365. And then we can turn on linking of Dynamics 365 records to Microsoft Teams channels. So we'll toggle that to on as well. Click Apply, and then we'll have a look at some advanced team collaboration settings. So in advanced settings, we now see various options. So turn on linking of Dynamics 365 records to Microsoft Teams channels. Turn on enhance Microsoft Teams integration. Let's select yes. We get this pop-up. And then we say accept. Obviously have a read through that first. And here we can turn on some confidential labels, create private teams and add sensitivity confidentiality labels if we want to. I'm going to leave that turned off for now. Teams chats inside Dynamics, so turn on for all Dynamics 365 apps. So that's fine, I'm happy to leave it like that. Show Teams chats on the connected records timeline. So this is a preview feature. Sync Teams chats data with Dynamics 365 records, and this will allow chat activity to show up on the timeline. So we'd like to have that on, so let's say yes. And then here we can see connect Teams chats to the different Dynamics 365 records. So these are selected by default. You can add additional record types if you like. And here we can either edit or remove them. So after that, I'm going to click Save. Now we get this bubble to say, chat in Teams here, continue your Teams conversation right here in Dynamics 365, then connect chats and channels to records to track related work all in one place. So a really, really useful feature. So that's how you enable Teams chat collaboration within Dynamics 365 in the Sales Hub. There's also now a Teams Meetings feature in preview in the Sales Hub. So again, under App Settings, we can click on Teams Meetings here. When a meeting is connected to Dynamics 365 Record, automatically show the record details in Teams when the meeting starts, and only people in your organization will see the record data. So we can toggle that to on, and we need to turn on the server-side sync setting too. To create meetings from D365, turn on this setting. So add and join meetings. So let's save that selection. And then you would need to go into your environment settings. So go to the Admin Center, Settings, Product Feature, turn on End Users Can add and join Teams meetings from appointments in model-driven apps. Let's have a quick look at that. Select the environment, Settings, Product, Features. So I can't find it here, but I'm seeing collaboration configuration has moved here. So let's go to collaboration settings and see. So under end user experiences here in collaboration, we can actually see that end users can add and join Teams meetings from appointments in model-driven apps. That's already switched on, so that's great, but you would just want to double check that. And then you can have a look at some of these other settings. So you're all set up from there. So Microsoft Teams calls in Dynamics Sales is relatively new. And here we can see you've got Microsoft Teams calls with conversation intelligence. So again, from Sales Hub app in app settings, we can go to get started under digital sales and quick setup under Microsoft Team calls with conversation intelligence. And note here that 3 hours of conversation intelligence per month are included for every enterprise or equivalent license. So do have a read up on the licensing here because that will drive what is available to you. If we click quick setup, we get a couple of options in here. So first of all, Teams calls allows sellers to make calls right from where they work. So they get that single pane of glass experience. So let's toggle that to on, and then we get some more details here to look at. So let's check these settings out. Answer incoming calls in Dynamics 365. So when customers or leads call, sellers can answer Dynamics 365 and keep all the relevant information at hand. So we've toggled that to on. Internal calls will ring only in the Teams app, not in Dynamics 365. So that's recommended and that's selected to on, and display missed calls in Dynamics 365 in-app notification center. So let's select that to be on as well. Transfer calls preview. Sellers can transfer calls made in Dynamics 365 using one of 3 modes, blind, safe, or consultative. Let's turn that on. Add people to calls, also in preview. Sellers can add and remove participants to calls made in Dynamics 365. Switch that on. Calls from views. When a seller starts a new call by clicking a phone number field in a view list, always use Teams calls in Dynamics 365 to perform the call. Okay, great. So sellers can then save time by just launching the phone call directly from a list view rather than having to click into that record, locate where the telephone field is on that form, and then launch the phone call from there. Document call attempt. So a phone call activity will be created on every attempt, even if the call is unanswered by the customer. So that could be useful in different scenarios. We'll switch that to on for now, just so we can see what that looks like. And then you've got the option of selecting what security role you want to enable that for. So that's good to have that granularity, whether it's just people in specific sales roles or people in different teams or whatever that might be. And then recording with real-time transcription and insights help your sales team get the most out of every call and advanced conversation intelligence capabilities, such as AI-powered insights, rich call summaries, and more. Okay, well, let's click update first, and then we'll come back and say try now. Okay, so we can enable our sales team to access powerful call insights and analysis and drill down into their customer interactions to get real-time call transcripts and summaries. So first of all, call providers and recording, enable call recording for different teams using your available call providers. And here we're saying we're going to use Teams. We can create a recording policy. I'll just leave that as is at the moment. Call recording storage. Microsoft provided storage, or we can switch it to Azure storage, and then we can choose a retention policy. We'll just say 30 for now, but obviously select what works for you. Business settings. So let's have a look. Track specific words or competitors relevant to your solution or industry for analysis and get relevant insights around them. Track competitors. Add names of competing companies and products to track and analyze by seller and customer mentions. Specific keywords or phrases can be added in here. Okay, let's see. Call summaries are automatically generated for each call and include the call transcript, key topics discussed by call participants, Track keywords, possible action items, and more, enabling sellers to easily review, call, and create and revise notes. Okay, very, very, very useful. And then different languages, select all your spoken languages to enable accurate transcription. Wow, that's really useful as well. So there's lots in there. Data consent and privacy. So allow Microsoft, okay, so that's up to you what you want to do with your data. And then new and upcoming features. Be the first to try a new feature and upcoming features. Great. So hide personal data, removes credit card information from call transcripts. Very important. So let's turn that on. Call categorization. Detect and tag short, low substance calls so users can avoid them when browsing recordings. Enable automatic tagging for. Okay. Let's do that and see what happens. So we save those changes, and that is your conversation intelligence set up. Now you can get playing around with it. Okay, so let's look at lead and opportunity scoring. So again, in Sales Hub under the app settings, let's go to lead and opportunity scoring under Get Started for Digital Sales. Harness the power of AI to get insights into which deals are most likely to close so your team can prioritize better. And you get 1,500 scored records per month included in your plan. Potentially that will change depending on the actual plan that you're set up and logged in and licensed with, so it's worth checking that out. Now, interestingly here it says for predictive lead scores, you need at least 40 qualified, 40 disqualified leads that were created in the past 2 years to enable predictive lead scoring. If you're exploring in a sandbox environment, you can import more data or explore the sample data by adding it via the Sales Accelerator quick setup. For better results, try enabling lead scoring in your production environment. Okay, so obviously let's have a look at that at some point. Predictive opportunity scores, the same situation basically. I don't think we'll be able to do anything under advanced lead scoring, but let's have a quick look and see what it brings up. Train the predictive lead scoring model to get started. After you've trained your model, you can review and edit the fields that influence it. And the new model will only go live when you publish it. Okay, so that's really interesting. You have the opportunity to influence and train the model yourself. So we can give a new model name, select the business process flow that is relevant for the lead scoring by this model. Okay, so the standard business process flow is the lead to opportunity sales process. Get a bit of information about that there. Select the lead qualification state and status option set. So that's really good. You get to go through that. Status, so this is standard status field basically. And then it's just telling you what they are. So assume that if you go into a solution and update the values in those fields, once you publish it, you'll be able to see those in here as well. Select filter column and filter values. Okay, interesting. So that just gives you a sense of being able to train your own lead scoring model. So that's really interesting and would be really helpful. If we just go back, I assume you're going to get the same for advanced opportunity scoring settings. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. And again, business process flow is your opportunity sales process. Cool. So that would be really helpful and really useful to you to dig into and have a play around with for your specific business requirements. If we go back here, we can see if you're exploring in Sandbox, you can import more data or explore sample data by adding it via the Sales Accelerator quick setup. So let's take a look at Sales Accelerator and see if we can bring in enough data to help enable lead and opportunity scoring. So for the Sales Accelerator, let's go into the quick setup. Okay, so we do have sample data added. So it'd just be a case of making sure you've got those 40 qualified and 40 unqualified leads in the environment you're working in, and then you can go back and set up the lead and opportunity scoring. So once you've done that, return here and set it up. So once you've gone into quick setup, once you qualify for these 40 qualified and disqualified leads and 40 opportunities that are closed and closed as won and closed as lost, then these buttons will become available. As soon as you click create and publish, it's just going to publish the default scoring models. So once they've been published, you'll be able to go back into your records, have a look at an open lead, have a look at a opportunity, and you'll be able to see that score and grade within there. So obviously, once you go into the advanced scoring settings, that's where you can train your own model to score based on your own criteria. So get those enabled, have a look, play around with them, and start building out your own models to fit your unique business requirements. I hope you found this video useful in activating digital selling features in Dynamics 365 Sales Hub. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your support is much appreciated. And look out for our next video in this series, which will be showing you the new features and how they work in 2024 Release Wave 1 for D365 Sales Hub. See you next time.